Hello everybody, Jim. This, as you can see, is a 180SX. It's a Japanese import. And this is my car. Now, the trouble with Japanese cars, when you bring them into Europe, possibly America as well, is that they lack a rear fog light. They've got fog lights at the front, but not at the rear, which means MOT failure. Now, the alternative I've seen a lot of people do, like just to pass, is to fit one of these monstrosities to the back of their car. Gee, look at that. That is revolting, isn't it? You don't want that hanging off the back of your car, do you? No. The alternative to that is to cut a slot out of the bumper and fit a more flush brake light. I didn't really want to start cutting this up though, so I thought I'd do something a bit different. Now, this is how the lights are actually configured in the Japanese model. These two at the end, obviously these are when you put your headlights on, this one comes on, that one comes on. But when you brake, both of these come on. Obviously there's no fog light, so there's nothing else. Eye level brake light, that just works when your brakes go on, and it's the same the other side as well. There's nothing here, it's just your reversing light. Now, in the European model, which is the 200SX, which has a slightly smaller engine, this is how it's configured. These are your lights. When you put your lights on, this comes on, and when you brake, yeah, you get a brighter light. This, however, this is the fog light, which is supposed to be on the driver's side. I don't think this one is wired up at all. Now, obviously because these are linked in the Japanese model, these two at the end, what we can do to get around this problem is to simply run a wire from the front lights, at the front fog lights, all the way through the car to the boot, and connect them up to the high level light on here, the high powered light, which was the brake light. Brake lights and fog lights are the same power. You know, they're indistinguishable if you look at them side to side, which is what we want really. So I think they're about 2 amps. So if you want them both sides, which I've got them linked, I don't know if that's right. I know you're supposed to have one on this side, but I don't know if you're supposed to have one this side. If not, I'll just pull the wire out and everything's okay. So let's actually have a look what's going on inside here. Probably can't see this very well, unfortunately. Okay, here we go. Now, let's just peel this back as well. As you can see, I've got a wire. I've actually got 2 wires, but one of them's redundant. Yeah, I've got a wire going from there. I think this is an 8 amp wire. I think you can get away with 4, but I've used 8 anyway because it's what I happened to have at the time. Yeah, I've run that to here. Well, say it needs to be 4 amp if you're running 2, obviously. So you know, I've got one either side. Now you can't see this very well, but light cluster here. You've got 3 wires going to it. You have got a black wire, which is obviously your earth. You have got a red wire with a blue stripe on it, and a red wire with a green stripe on it. The red wire with a blue stripe on it, the same either side, controls just your normal light. When you switch your lights on, well, those come on as well. The earth obviously makes it all work, and the other one, the red with a green stripe, that is the one we want. That is the high powered lead. So if you have a look at the actual bulb, it's like I say, it's indistinguishable from a fog light bulb. Sorry you can't see this very well. All I've done is cut the red with a green stripe, and ran the wire, obviously from the front fog lights to that high-powered lead. So how's that then? All you gotta do is connect this wire. Just if you want one on the other side as well, you just gotta connect this the wire that you've run from the front fog lights. I should go just make a bifurcation just to make it branch off into two, and connect it to the other side as well, which is what I've done. I don't know if that's entirely legal to have on the other side as well, but if it isn't, I'll just pull the wire out. It should be easy enough, and it'll go back to normal. So what will actually happen at the end of all this, if you've done it right, is that when you put your lights on as normal, everything will light up as it did before. The only difference is when you brake, only the lights at the end will come on, which is still a light. You've still got a brake light, and of course, obviously, you got your high level brake light as well. But that's something else. You don't need to mess with that. And when you put your fog lights on, that one will come on, and that one will come on. When you switch them off, you'll still have an ordinary light. So I think that's a much better arrangement than sticking old monster mash air on the back. So ditch this. This is evil. It looks horrible. Yeah. So there we go. If you've got any questions, just leave a comment or something. Cheers.